Hello, vinyl community. Um, I apologise straight off if it is just 2 days since my last video. Uh, I know you're thinking, what the hell is worth showing now that I didn't show in the last video 2 days ago? Well, I'll show you. This morning, I went to a, a window sale, which was being held by a local charity shop. So they've had a vinyl window display up for the last month, and what they do is on a given day every month, then they sell the items which they have on the window. So to kind of you queue up and first come first serve basically. So several items in the window which I was determined to get my hands on. Well, four items in particular. Of those, I queued up. I was the first person in the queue. I queued from half past 7 in the morning. It opened at 10 o'clock. Out of the four items rather, I got three. So I picked up other stuff as well. So I'll start off. This is a bit of modern classical minimalism. Philip Glass, the photographer. This is a CBS promo copy. So grab this from the classical section that they have in there. I made this. I picked this up after I picked up all my kind of main priority pickups. So as is the case with this next item, this is Spanish guitar, classical guitar, Conversations with the Guitar, Laurindo Almeida, Spanish composer, 1960. So yeah, two nice pickups there. They weren't on my priority list, but I spotted them and decided to grab them anyway. This next item again was something which I just grabbed on the spur of the moment, mainly for the reason that it's on a label which Ben Costello, you've shown this label before. Blue Thumb. This album, I don't know anything about it. Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks, and it's called Striking It Rich. Now, Blue Thumb is primarily a jazz label. This, I presume, by the look of it, is kind of swamp rock, blues rock. Interesting die cut sleeve, as you can see there, kind of die cut image of the band there. So I don't know what it's like. Don't know anything about this band, but I picked it up purely because of that label. Okay, now moving swiftly on. The next pickup, when I told Ben Costello that they had this in the window, he just made sure I grab it. Moving Hearts. For anyone who's not familiar with them, they were an Irish folk supergroup active in the early 80s. They counted among their members Donal Lunny and Christy Moore. No, they were kind of groundbreaking. They added synthesizers, and they kind of they mixed sort of pop with traditional Irish folk. This is from 1981. They weren't together very long, but they were a hugely influential group. There's one song on here, Before the Deluge, Jackson Browne. So I'm looking forward to giving that a spin, and Ben, you'll be glad that I managed to grab this. So now the next item is something which, again, it's something I know absolutely nothing about, but it looked extremely interesting. The Fire Sign Theatre present All Hail Marx Lenin. How can you be in two places at once when you're not anywhere at all? There's a mouthful of a title for you. This, I'm assuming, it kind of looks like it's from the 60s. It's from 1968. Looks like one of these kind of musical theatre, kind of counterculture albums. I'm not sure what the connection with Lenin is. Maybe they just stuck his picture on the cover just, for sales, but or Marx. But I presume it's some kind of satire, judging by the pictures on the inner sleeve. So Columbia Records. There we go. Interesting. I'll be looking forward to giving that a spin and seeing what it's like. Okay. The next item again. Something which, another band, an album that I'm not at all familiar with, but I thought it looked extremely interesting, so I thought I might as well grab it. Again from the 60s, Permanently Stated, John Fred and his Playboy band. I was really drawn to the cover, that kind of psychedelic cover. I don't know what this is like, but I'm hoping, or at least assuming, that it's something kind of on the style of the bands that you'd find on the Nuggets compilation. It's on this rather unusual label, Paula Records. So another interesting find there. And now, bit of reggae. I grabbed this as soon as I saw it. Yellow Man and Fathead. Yellow Man, Jamaican reggae performer. This is actually on yellow vinyl. Show you. There we go, lovely looking yellow vinyl, and there's quite a few nasty marks on it. Now I'm getting on to the items which I specifically set out to pick up. So as I said, 4 albums I had in my sights. Of those 4, I managed to get 3. So starting with the first one, Caroline's Stockhausen 20th Century Music 2, and you just do not come across Stockhausen in charity shops unless you're Jack Styles. Well, I don't anyway. Stockhausen, very, very difficult to come across, even at record fairs. I got this for €3.50, which is roughly equivalent to £1.50 sterling. Perfect condition. So this was put out by the Open University. Yeah, so lovely shiny. It looks unplayed almost. So that I'm very, very pleased with that. My second of my targets, which I achieved, is this Caravan and the New Symphonia live album by Caravan. I think possibly Derek, you might have this. I think you may have shown this from the RAM. Again, this was only €3.50, a bargain. That red Duran label. Live album, live at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, 1973. Yeah, so very, very pleased with that. Now, the other 2 items which I had in my sights were Pink Floyd, Piper at the Gates of Dawn, and Captain Beefheart, Trout Mask Replica. One got away, the other one I grabbed. The one that got away was the Pink Floyd Piper. So I grabbed this Trout Mask Replica, Captain Beefheart. This is an original UK pressing on Straight Records. Now, as you can see, the sleeve is, well, it's pretty well fucked, really. It's held together by sellotape. There's writing on it. There's these 2 bits torn off. There's a sticker. But still, what a find for €6.50. This is very rare. You just do not come across this every day. Look at these guys. How cool are those guys? I always thought this guy looked like he's a dead ringer for Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr. But yeah, so this is a groundbreaking album, 1969. It's just I've listened to it before. I've on CD. It's just completely off the wall. It was like nothing that came before it. It was produced by Frank Zappa, and double album as well, by the way. And yeah, so the sleeve is tatty, is very poor, but the discs, the all important discs, are in pretty good condition. They just need to be cleaned. They could do with a good cleaning, because they are just pretty manky, but I don't think there's any major scratches or anything like that on them. I think once they're cleaned, they'll play fine. So that was it. So that was so the early bird catches the worm, so it paid off for me to get there so early, even though I was standing around the entire morning twiddling my thumbs. So thanks very much for watching, and have a great weekend, everybody on the VC.